Welcome to another broadcast of the Deborah Ruffini Show on the Artist First Radio Network. All past broadcasts are podcasts. Find them at artistfirst.com. And now, your host, live from England, here she is. It's Deborah Ruffini.
Greetings from England. This is Deborah Ruffini with another broadcast of the Deborah Ruffini Show. Today it is my pleasure to be speaking with the amazing Maureen Sullivan, who's been a previous guest on the show. Maureen is a Magdalene Laundry Survivor. The Magdalene Laundries were workshops run by religious orders where, inverted commas, troubled or fallen women were forcibly sent. Maureen, thank you so much for being with us. How are you doing?
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, that's okay. It was a pleasure to speak to you. Was it a couple of times we've spoken? I can't think. Once, twice?
Yeah, we did. Way back, I think it was before the COVID, wasn't it?
Oh, crumbs. Yeah, COVID threw everything out. Yes.
Have we spoken since my book came out, no?
I don't think so, no, because I thought it'd be good to catch up about that. And I think it was on the verge of being published, from what I remember.
Yeah, you could be right.
Oh, and that, so how's it? Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
How's it going?
Thank you. It's a great success. It's been a great success.
Wow.
It's very popular, getting very popular out in America. It's starting to get popular in Australia. And I mean, it's out over a year now.
Oh, crumbs.
In April, it was out a year. So it's still very popular. There's still people looking for it.
Yeah.
So I'm quite pleased about that. The best thing I ever done was to get my story out there, and I always said I would.
Yeah.
When I think Martin McAleese and Judge Quirk put their pens down, when I said I was put into a Magdalene Laundry because I was sexually abused by my stepfather.
Mm.
It's like if they didn't want that written in history.
Yeah.
You know, we're shamed enough. There's enough of horror stories. Oh my God, don't say that you were put in there because you were sexually abused, and we covered it up. Yes, they did cover it up.
Mm.
And I said the government was at the back of it as well, because in them days, I think it was even more strict than it is now. If a child was out of school, he would be sent to an industrial school, and the family would have got into very serious trouble. So how come, and I wasn't in school, but then again, when I think back and look back on it, they had me marked into school at the same time that I was in the Magdalene Laundry. I mean, that's some cover-up, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrible, just horrible. And we only realised that they're not all that long ago that I was still marked into school while I was put into the Magdalene Laundry. So that was, sure proof.
Yeah.
That it was cover-up. They just wanted to put me away, punish me for a crime that somebody else committed.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting, and it's still going on here in this country. I don't know if you've seen the documentary of Eamon Casey last Monday night.
No, I need to watch that.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's disgusting. The whole of Ireland was making out that they were so ashamed that he had sex with a the two of them were consenting adults.
Mm.
And that poor woman got pregnant, bless her.
Yeah.
And that was an awful crime in here, but they never brought out the crime about him abusing a 5-year-old child and young children. He was a child abuser.
Disgusting. And that's
what he was. Yeah.
And that's the world difference, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and he's buried in a crypt under the big cathedral in Galway. How disgusting.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Disgusting. At least in England, when the English found out about Jimmy Savile, they tore his headstone down.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And in fairness to them, I respect the English for that. Fair play to them.
Yeah.
I have great respect for them in a lot of ways. the way that to deal with things a lot better than to deal with them here. Eamon Casey was a child abuser, and it should be out there, and people should listen to the truth and get the truth out there. Otherwise, how are we going to stop child abusers? How are we going to put an end to little innocent children being sexually abused? It's the most horrific crime,
isn't it,
that you can commit to a child.
It is, because children are defenceless and they don't know what's going on. They can't consent to it, and it's, just everything about it is just absolutely horrid, isn't it? Evil.
Yeah, it is.
Evil.
It's pure evil. That's what it is. It's an evil act.
Yeah. It is, isn't it? And it makes it worse, doesn't it? When going back to Savile, when these people have actually died, and you think, oh, it's so annoying because they can't. Well, I don't know if there is a punishment in the next life, but
yeah, well, I don't know if it's okay to say this, but I was talking to a woman the other day, and I just left it because I just got a little bit angry, and I don't like getting angry. I don't want to be angry in my old age. I just want to try and move on in peace. But I find it difficult when people do not accept that little innocent children are being hurt. I get very angry about it. And her statement to me was, and I said, well, Eamon Casey's niece is alive. And I said, she was a very brave woman to come on the television and say how he abused her at a very young age. I couldn't believe the mentality of some of the Catholic people here, the mentality of them. Oh, well, she has mental issues. And I said, what has that got to do with her being abused as a little child?
Yeah.
Of course she's got mental issues. I said, she's been violated as a little innocent child.
Yeah.
And I just had to get up and go away, because I just can't deal with people like that. I'm not able. And I hate to think of people like that in my world. I really do.
It's horrible, and it's almost like that's what they call victim blaming, isn't it? As well, she this, well, she that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just
And there's so many of them out there. That's what's scary. There's so many of them out there. It's like, so don't put us down. Hold on a minute. We want to look good in the eyes of the world.
Yeah.
Our religion wasn't that bad. We're good, decent Catholic people. No, you're not.
No.
Good, decent Catholic people, because you allowed all this to happen, and you've never asked questions. You've never said why, and you've never come over them high walls and walked in and said, look, can we see what's going on here?
Yeah.
How is our children being treated? No, we're not good Irish Catholic people. We close the blind eye to what suits us.
Yeah. And you can give anything a name, can't you? Just put the word Catholic in front of it and say, therefore we're good, and or even the salvation prayer, therefore I'm this, I'm that.
I was at a book launch one night, and a lady said to me, and I knew by the way she was looking at me, staring at me because she was sitting out in the audience, and I was sitting to answer questions about my book. So she said to me, well, my daughter has gone away, she said, from the Catholic religion. And I said, oh, okay, but I'm not here to run religion down. I said, I have to let people, and you have to respect what people want to believe in.
Yeah.
But she said, can I ask you something? I said, you can. She said, are all the people in the church bad? I said, I'm sure they're not.
Yeah.
I said, I'm sure there's a lot of good people in the church, but I don't hear any of them shouting out loud.
No.
As I look at what happened here, was only one priest, Father Darcy.
Yeah.
He spoke out against it, and I have great respect for that man. He spoke out against it, and then they tried to defrock him. Rome has dismissed him.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to, I don't think he's allowed to say mass or anything anymore.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I'm not sure of the full story. Actually, I must look into it more, because he was the only one that spoke out.
Yeah. And you know what? It's silly. People don't help themselves, because that would make the church and in turn God more appealing if we took a firmer stand against abuse and things that just weren't right.
But yes.
Wouldn't it?
When I came to England in the 1995 and all this started to break, and I rang up a lot of people that I knew around North London. And I said, it's all coming out here about the church.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, yeah, well, we were there, Maureen, but we didn't like to say.
Oh.
Yeah, we were there, but we didn't like. And all these phone calls flooding into my house, you know, what's going on? I said, well, I'm sure you're going to hear about it over in London, because the English programmes will put it out there a lot quicker than the Irish programmes will.
Yeah,
and so they started watching out for it. And I could not believe that the majority of the Irish people that I knew in North London was in industrial schools, mother and baby homes, and Magdalene laundries.
Oh, yeah.
I was shocked with how many, and a lot of them, especially the industrial schools, the men, not the women, the men, a lot of them died on the streets over, they were turned out to be alcoholics, drug addicts. A lot of them committed suicide.
Yeah.
There was a guy in Hampstead Heath that set fire to himself.
Oh.
And burnt himself. Yeah, if you look that up, there was an Irish guy in Hampstead Heath. There was a big uproar about it in North London at the time, but we didn't know it was about industrial school. It was only after, when I came home, that I learned that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
was quite shocking. So that's why I was so determined to get my book out. You know, they hid me in the tunnel when the inspectors or anybody came in, because they knew that I should have not been in that laundry.
Yeah. They
knew that I was only a 12-year-old child. It was against the Irish law. It was against the Catholic ethos that I was out of school. So that's why they hid me.
Dreadful.
Nobody here wanted to know about it. They put their pens down. And why were you there at 12? Well, I was abused by my stepfather. Oh, no, hold on. We can't have this coming out.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to write my book.
Do you know what? I'm so proud of you. That's really good. You can't keep a good woman down. And that's just, that's a brave thing to actually. But I think when we're passionate about something, it does come out. We think, no, I'm not having this any longer. This has happened to me. Sod this.
Exactly.
And I completely get that.
I just had it in my head the day that McAleese. I think I was more disappointed with him. The judge didn't bother me so much, because I know a lot of them can be corrupt and that. But McAleese, I had great time for him.
Yeah.
I had great respect for him. I looked up to him as a respectable person in Irish society. And I was just so disappointed and so hurt when I seen him put his pen down and his secretary didn't write. She wasn't. I don't blame her. She's only doing her job.
Mm.
She has to do the best she can. They're her overseers. So I get it. I get where she's coming from. But I do not get it where Martin McAleese came from.
No.
That they just did not want that bit coming out. I never even read his report.
Really? Yeah.
No, because he never put in about the way the women were abused. A lot of that was there. So I said, I'm not going to read it. I'm sick of reading too much lies in Ireland. I said, I'm not going to bother with it.
Yeah. Too right.
Yeah.
Do you know, I've actually been quite nervous for you over because I keep meaning to order it online. I get it from Amazon, I'm sure. Amazon, your book?
Amazon, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It's on Amazon. And a lot of the Eastons. I don't know if you've Eastons over in England, have you?
Which one's that? Sorry,
I think you have Eastons, haven't you?
What's it called?
Eastons.
Not as far.
Maybe it's just Irish.
Oh, okay. I'll keep meaning to. But I've been quite because I've been seeing bits on online about it's popped up in the news feed that brilliant, it's out there. I need to get this. But I've actually been feeling quite nervous for you, Maureen, because I know you know, you can take it and you sort of, but it's just knowing that the horrible, horrible, horrible stuff and the awful comments and the hatred that you've had. And I've been really hoping and praying that I thought, oh, please, Lord, let there be more positivity with the feedback than hatred and anger. And why did you feel the need to write this? So how has that been?
I think that the hatred and the nastiness, a lot of that is going on in Survivor World.
Right.
And if you ask people out in Canada, out in Australia and in America, I'm in contact with quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they're having the same problem. It's like you've written a book, you're getting more popular than me. Hold on a minute. I was in one of them places. I got abused. You're getting more attention than I am.
It's not about that.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
I just, do you know something? As Sinead O'Connor was treated appallingly in this country.
Oh.
And when she tore up that photo of the Pope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she knew the abuse that was going on in this country, and everybody condemned her. So I'm not shocked with me being condemned. It doesn't shock me. Now that the woman is dead, they're all for her. That's typical Irish society.
Yeah. That's awful.
We're known for that. We're known for that. They'll love you when you're dead, and they'll come to your funeral, and they want to be seen at your funeral.
Oh.
But before that, they will trash you to bits. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get out of that horrible place. And last time, come to England. But last time we were, was it the time before last time we spoke, you mentioned about sort of even, you know, in the future, if you needed, was it like hospitalisation or even like to go into a place of care? Everything's run by, did you say it's run by nuns or religious orders still?
Yeah, yes, a lot of our hospitals here are run by the religious orders. Now, it is changing a bit. I told you, see, they're not present, like with the nun's uniform and everything, as it used to be. They're not, you can't see them coming in. And a priest can come in ordinary clothes now.
Oh. They're
all in disguise now. They're gone hiding. They're gone underground. You don't see a priest now with his collar on him and his big black cloak.
Oh.
And his power-stricken dress. That's all gone. So now it's worse because we don't know where we are. We don't know who we're talking to. So I find that quite dangerous. Now, in Kilkenny, I do know there's a hospital in St. Luke's. They all have the Catholic saints on them because they were all Catholic owned.
Yeah.
St. Timothy's, St. Lazarian, St. James. They're all Catholic names. But I know in Kilkenny and Waterford, they were told the nuns would go in their dressed ordinary now and wake patients up. I have the Holy Eucharist here. But now they're not allowed to do that. Now that's what I've been told. That they're not allowed to go and wake patients up anymore. They say, I would you like the Eucharist? And then that's fine. And if people want it and that makes them feel good, I don't have a problem with anybody's religion or what they believe in, as long as it's good. But don't press it over onto me.
Yeah, and as long as it doesn't make people do bad things in the name of the faith, because we get really horrid people, irrespective of what their beliefs, but as long as the faith doesn't make you...
Plenty of them. There's plenty of them, I can assure you. So I would be very concerned that if I had to go into care as I'm getting older in Ireland, yes, I would be very, very concerned about who would be giving me treatment, what hospital I would go into, who's going to come in and see me in disguise like so. I think I would definitely have a little lock on my door and then have to shove underneath who the identification.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't blame you. It sounds it sounds like that's what's required.
I don't think they're looking forward to me getting sick in this country because I was going, can I see your identification, please?
And have you read my book and do you approve of it? Yeah, you can come in.
Yeah.
You're safe.
But besides the haters and everything, you're always going to get them.
Yeah.
No matter who you are on this planet, you're going to get haters. And I ignore them. I take no notice of them. I've proven my whole story. I've had 2 barristers on my book, and it took 15 years to do it. I couldn't get the proof of being in the blind school in Mariam. That was hidden from me and denied. So eventually I got it.
Oh, good.
See, a lot of these haters don't realise that I have got it.
Yeah.
And it by accident. We got it by a slip. How we got it was they sent out an email to a journalist that had the same name as the head lady of the office.
Oh, okay.
And the email happened to come out to the journalist instead of the lady in the office. And that's how, it's just amazing. That was meant to happen.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, sometimes you look...
Yeah. And they had top solicitors on the case. And how I was never there. I have their letters to prove it. And then all of a sudden an email comes out. Maureen Sullivan is at it again. She has journalists ringing up here asking for her time spent here. No, I never said to him, could you write out and give me the time I spent there? I said, could you let me know that where I was taken in, you know how you go in and your name, you're put in a register. You have to, well, you're supposed to be for fire and everything else and accidents and everything else and where you are.
Yeah.
So that's all I wanted, was me being kind of signed in. So to have on it, she was only here for 8 months. I never said to him. I was only there for a week. I just wanted them to admit that I was there.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she was only here for 8 months. So then we wrote back to the solicitors and we said we need every email that was sent out belonged to Maureen Sullivan. So that's how it was allowed to go on. Because my book had to be monitored so much that everything in it had to be the truth.
Oh, crumbs. And there's a lot of stuff that was in it. So, you know, that's work, isn't it?
And then another thing, I come from a family of 13. There's 3 in the first family. That's my family. I have 2 brothers, older brothers. I have 10 in the second family. Now, that is their father that abused me. And now it's coming out, it's starting to leak that he abused some of his own children. But that's none of my business. That's nothing got to do with me. I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
That is horrible. That's up to them to speak about that.
Yeah.
But I have the half family are hurt. They didn't want their father's name destroyed in a small town. I understand. I get their pain. I try to put my feet into their shoes and understand where they're coming from, but they never tried it with me. They never once said, look, we're sorry. That we either, you know, maybe they didn't understand, we didn't realise at the time. Now we realise it more. We're so sorry that this happened. I would have just left it at that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have went public or anything else about it. But unfortunately, they don't want that. So their children are grown up now. That's their grandfather. So they're told, take no notice of your Auntie Maureen, your step-auntie Maureen. She's spreading lies about your grandfather. So I've all said who they're marrying into. And so I have a very vicious circle here.
Yeah.
But I'm here to deal with it. I go along and mind my own business. I'm into druidry. I had my lunacy the weekend. I had a beautiful weekend. I'm so happy.
Good.
Yeah. And I have very good friends in my life. Yeah. And I'm very happy with that.
And you know what? I think that's what it's all about. Because I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned to you whether I'd spoken to him by the time we had our last chat, Maureen. One of the guests that I spoke to was Billy Graham's grandson. Have I mentioned this to you? But a guy called Boz, can't pronounce his surname, Boz Chavidian, is Billy Graham's grandson, and he's the founder of GRACE, which stands for Godly Response to Abuse in the Christian Environment. And he's full on against, he's got his faith, but his organisation is all about mainly sexual abuse, and that we've got to, the whole thing, take a stand against it. And
what's his name again? Sorry, what's the name?
Oh, sorry, Boz Chavidian. TCHI. Hang on, Chavidian. I'll send the name. It's a long name, but he's.
Just send it to me in a text.
Yes, yeah, I will. But yeah, he's an amazing guy, and it's the fact that, and I think it's a job to know, isn't it? People of faith, whether it's your faith that you hold now may have been now very different to what it was, or things change us. Things change, our experiences change our minds, can change our faith, because of things that happen. And I like to think at the end of the day, whoever the God of truth is gonna, if we've got it wrong, if we got it a bit different, or if something's happened to put us off this being, he's going to understand.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I grew up as a little Catholic girl in Ireland. I knew by my granny. My granny was very much before her time.
Yeah.
And my granny used to tell me sometimes she had to be their fake.
Oh.
And I said, well, who's fake, Granny? And she said, I'll tell you when you're older, but that's fake.
Wow, love Granny.
Yeah, we have to play the game. We have to play the game. Because if you didn't, don't forget, you see, people forget, in this country, going back to the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, you could not get a job in this country if you didn't have a letter from a priest. That's the control that they...
Wait.
Yes. If there was a man in this country and he raped a young girl or committed a sex crime, once he got a letter from the priest and brought it into the courthouse, he was let free.
Oh, Lord. That's
the control they had. So when I grew up and I started to think back on things, and I was in England and I could be open-minded, and people will tell me today, they'll come along and they'll say, but yeah, when the church had control, people were far better behaved. No, they weren't.
No.
That's a lie. So many murders and rapes and covered up in Ireland. This country is appalling for the things that they've covered up in it. No, we were not better people. We were raping young children behind big walls.
Dreadful.
Yeah, dreadful stuff went on. And so the way I look at it now, if God is the Almighty over us all, and I'm not hurting or destroying anybody's religion, they could be right. They could be talking about a man that they know more about than I do. But if he's that almighty and he's that powerful, why is he allowing these children to be abused? And they tell me that I got my answer. Oh, well, we're given our own free will. And I thought, God almighty. Yeah, it's okay. We're given our own free will. But how come this free will is covered up and people cover up for it? And if you came from a rich family here, you could do what you liked because that rich family gave so much money to the church.
Yeah.
So they could do what they like. So if your son goes out and rapes a young girl, don't you worry. I'll be given a good letter for him in the courthouse.
Yeah.
I'll go up and I'll have a word with the family and we'll get this covered up. And it's a known saying in Ireland, any young lad that's going to court, even to this day, make sure and wear a nice white shirt, smart trousers.
Oh, right.
Up the judge.
That'll make all the difference then. Yeah.
And that'll make all the difference. You see, if you have a white shirt and nice trousers on you, that means you're a nice person. Yeah.
It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And do you know what? I've come to the point at the ripe old age of 53. I don't know what or who God is anymore. And I think if I knew, my head would explode. And I don't know if I would want to know, but it makes me, so I don't mean as in mocking, but it sort of tickles me a bit when I see, you see it all the time, God has richly blessed me with da 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 da, and I'm thinking, what about the starving Ethiopian? What about you as a little girl? What about other people? Do you know what I mean? Whereas, is God specifically, is he favouring some people, but he's not favouring the others? And you know, I even wonder if, I am a firm believer in the existence of some sort of divine creator behind everything, but I often wonder, maybe he's fallen asleep. I don't know. I know that sounds silly. It sounds silly, but I reckon there's some big thing we just don't know about it, because otherwise, like you say, nothing makes any sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. And I think we have a little bit of higher power in us all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's anything got to do with religion, how that you end up good. I know loads and hundreds of people that actually, this is a strange one, that are not believing in the Catholic God, and they're the most beautiful, gorgeous people I've ever met.
Yeah, yeah.
So other Catholic people all around me, and I'm watching them, and they don't even realise what they're doing. They're criticising each other. They're tearing each other to bits.
Yeah.
They go into mass to be seen. They're talking about their neighbours when they come out.
Yeah.
It's the jealousy, the begrudgery. And I'm sorry, I just don't want to be a part of this belief. That's all their belief. One to be better than the other. This is a big thing in Ireland.
I can understand.
Even look at the reg of your car.
Oh.
Look at the reg of your car, to see what reg you're driving.
Oh, for goodness sake, really?
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
I saw a funny meme the other day, and I thought this sums everything up. And it was that I don't know if you're familiar with it. He's a former pastor, and he calls himself the Naked Pastor. And I think he sort of realised all the abuse that was against LGBT and all sorts of things, people that are sexually abused. And he does these little cartoons, saying this is not okay, and he's brilliant. But I think it was one of his, and it was a picture of some woman saying to this person that's just walked into church for the first time, "Oh, you're so welcome here, but I hope you don't mind. You're sat in my seat." And I thought that says everything, doesn't it? That's just what it's like.
Well, the south of Ireland, I don't know about the north. I don't live there. I have never lived there.
Yeah.
And I don't know about up there, but I do know here is just such hypocrites.
Is it?
They say one thing and they completely live their lives a different way. And what scares me is these people believe in the Catholic God, in the Lord Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for us and died for our sins. What sins? I didn't commit any sins. I was only a child.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can stuff that one. I just do not believe in whatsoever. But look, I still have respect for people if they want to believe, and I hate taking down anybody's religion. If they get comfort from believing in their God, fine. But I just wish they weren't such hypocrites and admit that Eamon Casey stole from the church. He stole their money. He did get that woman pregnant. Okay, they were consenting adults. That's the way I look at it. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with him abusing young children. I think he's disgusting.
Yeah.
I think his coffin should be taken out of where it is. Or he shouldn't. It's too late now. He was given that big funeral. So that's telling me that, look, we worship you. We look up to you. Don't mind what the outside world is saying about you.
Yeah.
You're part of our church, and we're going to look after you. And I'd say that there's full of people like him in Rome.
It's awful, isn't it? And I don't know how they think it's making God appealing.
Yeah.
I know.
Not making God appealing.
No.
If anyone was trying to make God appealing, I would say it was Father Darcy.
Yeah.
Because he spoke his truth. I seen him on the Late Late Show one night and he attacking the bishop. And fair play to him. I thought, oh my gosh, I wish there was more people like you in the church. Then we could have a little think, well, hold on a minute. Maybe we could come in and maybe wish good. Not the Catholic prayers, because I don't think they mean anything.
No.
I think they're meaningless. I think if we could come in and be more spiritual and ask for healing for sick people, ask for healing of children being abused. You never hear that in the church.
Dreadful. Absolutely awful.
We say it in the Grove. We say it in the Temple of Isis. We say we're reaching out to all children that's been abused, sexually abused, all over the world. Please, Mother Earth, send them healing, take care of your children.
Yeah.
Let's try to put a stop to this behaviour. And how come we never hear that in the church?
Yes, I know, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We shouldn't need protecting from... Oh, so, Maureen, sorry, a little diversion to this. I was just thinking about this the other day, because since we last spoke, I don't think this happened before, I've been a naughty girl. I've been in trouble with the police. Did you know about this?
Have you?
Yes. When you get to my age, you can go around doing anything you want. And no, I wasn't. But my crime, you'd never believe what my crime was.
Come on, tell me.
I reported a case of child abuse, and that was wrong of me because it was upsetting for the abuser. Can you believe that?
Oh my God! Yeah, yes, I can. Yeah.
So you did come to mind. I should have messaged you, but you did come to. Sorry, a lot has been going on because I've been trying to get it through with the IOPC. But bringing it back to you, I'm intrigued about where. This is shocking that the police would actually protect the abuser. But where were the police when all this was going on? Are they all tied up with the church and they're basically as much use as a chocolate teapot, or?
No, they're tied up with the abuse. You'll be shocked and very much surprised at the stories that I know and what people tell me. There's things I can't say now because you're going out over the radio.
Okay, yep.
But I talk to you in person.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at what you're telling me. That does not shock me at all.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Actually, you've proven what people have told me.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's scary. That is scary because the people that we should be able to trust, we shouldn't be fearful of the police. They should be here to serve and protect, not blimmin' protect the perpetrators.
And that's the position that they get themselves in. And I think we got to realise that and really understand that is very big. All over the world, they get themselves into places where they're safe, where they're in charge, and where they have power. Because otherwise, they're not going to be able to do anything. They have to have power to get away with what they're doing. These people need to be in power. So always remember that they're in schools, they're in the Boy Scouts, they're in convents where there's girls, they get themselves into these jobs. They're swimming coaches.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's well known now. It's well out there. They get themselves into the police force. They get them to some of them. Was a doctor here in Ireland abusing men.
Ooh.
And it was never. Yes, in Naas Hospital here in the south of Ireland. And when the men reported it, no, nothing was done to this doctor. He was left where he was working. Yeah.
And that's interesting. Yeah. If you think about it, like going back to being at school, you think of like the school bullies and people abusing their sort of quite often bright kids who are the bullies, and it makes sense they go into professions to sort of flex narcissistic muscle. Whether it's being best mates with God, so they can sort of tell you what, abuse in the name of the Father, or whether it's in things like, in law enforcement. How dangerous! What a dangerous world.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous world. And there was times that, I won't say it on radio, but I would like to talk to you privately.
Yeah, sure.
If you can.
Yeah.
Maybe not today, but let's see, tomorrow in the morning, I'm free all in the morning, and I can talk to you privately in the morning, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that'd be lovely. Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll do that.
Have you asked me everything you want me to talk about on the radio?
Yeah, so it's just been really sort of to catch up about the book, and so it's been out for a year, about a year, is that right?
Yeah, it's over a year. The Girl in the Tunnel. The Girl in the Tunnel.
Is it all right if we have the link on the homepage to the Amazon or whichever link for? I'm
not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't understand Amazon, you see.
Okay.
But it is honest. I do know that they have it.
Yeah.
It is honest.
Okay.
Yeah, and if not, and if you're having problems, let me know.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I can post you over a book.
That's lovely, great. Obviously, I will pay you for it.
If you text me your address and text me that guy you were talking about, I'd like to know more about him.
Okay, great. Oh yeah, lovely. Okay. Oh, that'd be great.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
That's lovely. Oh, thank you so much, Maureen, for chatting with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much for letting me hear it. Thanks a million. I appreciate it.
That's okay. Just remember that you're a blessing to others, and to any of the audience listening that have been through a similar thing. There's we'll have some sort of help organisation link as well featured on the head show. So
bless you for giving me the opportunity to speak about it.
Well,
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Maureen. I applaud you for what you do. It needs to be out there. The message is it's not okay. It's not okay to to do this to people and everything. We need to speak up. We need to speak up about these things. So
yes, we do.
Oh, thank you, Maureen. And to the audience at home, thank you for tuning in.
And I'll speak to you tomorrow.
That'll be grand. Okay. God bless you, Maureen.
Bless you.
Take care.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. So to the audience at home, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, lots of love and God bless.